That's going to be a little tricky. All right. Thank you, Hurricane Harvey. Last I heard, Shady Acres was not having service. And we're still having service, but at home. So that's what I would recommend. If you can't make it to church, have a Bible devotion. We're on Exodus chapter 32 for Sunday school. Moses has come down the mountain. He has broken the 2 commandments, the 10 commandments, 2 tablets, got a little upset. They made a golden calf, his brother did. He made up this crazy story. Aliens came, and out of the fire came this golden calf. And so you know it's from God, because it's supernatural. And so Aaron actually wants Moses to believe this stupid story. People will tell you stories. Well, I couldn't make it because I was busy. Doing what? And if you bring them down to it, basically was, I didn't make it because I just didn't want to go. And they will lie to you. They will outright lie to you. So that's what Aaron has done to his brother. Golden calf popped out of the fire. Moses melts the golden calf, makes all the people drink it. That's not good for your digestive system. You ever had kidney stones? Imagine having all kinds of other golden stones in your body that have to be dispersed. It will hurt very, very much. So then Moses gets and stood in verse 26, stood by the camp, and said, "Who's on the Lord's side?" Well, at this time, ain't nobody on the Lord's side. They all been playing. They've all been, they're all naked. They're all running around, no clothes on. And he said, "Let him come unto me." All the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. Then he said, "The Lord God of Israel put every man his sword by his side, and go in from the gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, every man his companion, every man his neighbor." And the children of Israel did according to Moses. And there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men. That's a lot of men. 3,000. Would not say, "You the man, Moses." I don't care if you believe he was the man or not. At least you could say, "You're the man," and get behind him. But they said, Why? Your true colors will eventually come out. 3,000 defied Moses. This is the perfect opportunity for rebellion, perfect opportunity. The people are divided. We're going to win. And 3,000 people lost their lives. Imagine if it was your brother or your sister. Civil war. They've been covering these Confederate Union soldiers. And again, my family fought for the Confederate Army and the Texas Infantry. And you are basically, defaming me. You're telling me my heritage was wrong. There was a boat that Congress put and said anybody that was a slave can go back to wherever they came from. We'll pay for your ride. No, it wasn't the Royal Caribbean, and no, it wasn't Carnival, but it was still a boat. Anybody could go. But you know what they said? Well, let's see. Should I stay here and say yes'm and no's'm and yes'm master and no's'm master? or should I get on the boat and go play with the monkeys in the jungle? You know what? I kind of like these clothes. That little rag I was wearing before, running in the trees, you know, what's that guy? Tarzan, acting like Tarzan.
It's not even in Africa.
And Tarzan, by the way, I love this part, is that the blacks in Africa enslaved other black tribes and sold them to white people. Who did who went out there and hunted them down? Well, the white man. He's too lazy. It was blacks. Blacks upon blacks. But we're not going to talk about that. We'd rather not talk about how blacks can't pass, high school, can't get a job. We'd rather talk about some statue for a couple of 100 years. Important stuff. Now, they're trying to get your eye off what the reality of the problems are in America. Same thing has happened here. 3,000 people have died. The people are all sorrow. There's a lot of sorrow going on. The Lord told Moses in verse 33, whoever sinned against me, he will I blot out of my book. I'm going to send mine angel before thee. Nevertheless, in the day when I visit, I will visit their sin upon them. And the Lord plagued the people, the ones that are still alive, because they made the calf which Aaron made. So God said, even though you did get on this side, I'm still going to send plagues. You're going to have to pay for this. You're going to have to pay for being on, for sinning. And chapter 33, and the Lord said unto Moses, depart, go up hence, thou and the people which thou hast brought out of the land of Egypt, unto the land which I swore unto Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, saying, unto thy seed will I give it. And I will send an angel, and he's going to do what? He's going to drive out the Canaanites, Ammonites, Hittites, Perizzites, Hittites, Jebusites, and all them other ites. All right? And I'm going to give you a land of milk and honey. Sounds pretty good to me. For I will not go up in the midst of thee, for thou art a stiff-necked people, lest I consume thee in the way. God said, I'm not going to get near you, though. Because you people are so used to doing things your own way. I'm going to give you the land. Don't worry about it. I done promised it. You will get the land of milk and honey. The angel's going to go in there and help you. But I'm not going to be in the midst. You cannot have a close relationship with me because you have sinned purposely. And when the people heard the evil tidings, they mourned, and no man put on his garment. They're crying. Why? God said he's going to send a big angel. Going to drive out the enemy. Going to give them a land of milk and honey. The only problem is there's 3,000 not going. Now, if that would have been your sister or brother or grandchild, if that would have been them, I guess I'd be crying too. You know, poor Uncle Pete, he didn't make it. He chose the wrong side. See, the Civil War was brother against brother. And what the government wants, Republican, Democrat, liberals, whatever else you want to call them, they all want the same thing. They all want division. They want their way. God done told them, no, we're going to do things my way. You don't do things my way, I'm going to punish you. I'm going to punish you. And the Lord said to Moses, say unto the children of Israel, you are a stiff-necked people. What is stiff-necked? You can't move your neck. You only look one way. Which way? Your way. You don't see everybody else's way. You don't see their problems. You only see what you want to see. Stiff-necked. Stiff-necked. And the children of Israel stripped themselves of their ornaments by Mount Horeb, and Moses took the tabernacle and pitched it without the camp, afar off from the camp, and called it the tabernacle of the congregation. It came to pass that every one of which sought the Lord went out unto the tabernacle of the congregation, which was out the camp. It came to pass when Moses went out into the tabernacle that all the people rose up, stood every man at his tent door, and looked after Moses until he was gone into the tabernacle. Oh, you know, they're scared of Moses. And when Moses came in, it came to pass when Moses entered that tabernacle, there was a cloudy descent. You say, who's showing up? God's showing up. And the Lord talked with Moses. Moses was one of the most humblest men in the world. Very, very meek man. People saw the cloud, they know God's there. You can tell when a man has God. You can just tell. I mean, when a woman has God or a man has God, you can tell. All right? You can tell. They saw. They saw. And Moses said unto the Lord, say thou sayest unto me, bring up this people, and thou hast not yet known whom will send with me. Yet thou hast said, I know thee by thy name, and thou hast also found grace in my sight. Now therefore I pray thee, if I have found grace in thy sight, show me now thy way, that I may know thee, and I may find grace in thy sight, and consider this nation is thy people. And he said, my presence